Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah bless you, everybody. So we're still in our writing practice, and we said before that experiences differ and opportunities differ for writing whatever topic or organizing whatever ideas. We have spoken about writing and replying to emails, and this also applies to letters, even though letters nowadays are archaic, but we are learning the genres, no matter what the genres of writing are, so that we have a lot of experience about that in case we need it at any time. Okay, go ahead. We have Iyad here. Iyad is presenting for us something he has written. We will first listen to what he will present and watch what he has done without any grammatical focus until he has finished his presentation and analysis. Then we go ahead together, telling him any advice on grammar, paragraphing, or mechanics or whatever. Yes, Iyad, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Kim, my best friend, be what you want to be. You can do it. I will tell you what I want to be. And I will tell you what I want to be in the near future. I would like to be one of the two, either a pilot or a businessman. I want to be a pilot so I can travel around the world, and I won't forget you so we can travel together. I want to be a businessman, though I can gather as much money as I can by trading the goods. But instead of all of that, I want to be the person who are not paid. I want to be the one who pay to the people to come and work for me. I have read that from the best business book I have seen from my books. The name of that book is The Rich Dad and the Poor Dad. That book was the door for many great businessmen. Here I'm done, Cam. That are the things that I want to be in my life. But for the most thing I want is to reach the greatest
So now I didn't say
paradise.
anything, of course, about grammar, but go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah,
The ideas are
here
good.
I
The ideas are
completely
good. All right.
finished. I'm done, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay. So let's start from the beginning for grammatical focus and conventions of English, or any comment about whatever criteria of writing, as we said before. Now, Kim, my best friend, why didn't you start with hi or hello or anything before the beginning of the paragraph? I'd like your justification. I'm discussing with you so that
Actually,
all of us learn.
because when I speak with anybody, I don't like to put hello or hi for my friends. So I just enter for the thing that I want to say to him or something like that.
Okay, I respect your preference, but when it comes to conventions of the language, you should at least try to abide by the instructions of the language, no matter, but in slang or in spoken English, of course, you're free. But when it comes to something documented, like something that is expected to be written on an exam or in real life, but will be seen by others and commented on, you should be careful, right? So it would be better, Iyad, to mention here, hello or hi or whatever, followed by 3 dots or followed by an exclamation mark before you have the enter break for beginning the paragraph, okay? Comment number 2, the indentation. You remember the indentation, right?
Yes, sir.
We said it's not a must in modern life. To be frank, it is not a must in modern life, but it's better because it's more traditional. And it is the basis of English writing, especially if it is handwriting, even if some people overlook in typing and printed styles of writing. Okay, we said, Kim, my best friend, be what you want to be. You can do it. All right. If you say, Kim, my best friend, you should have after Kim a comma and after friend a comma, right? So you should have after Kim a comma and after friend a comma, because this is called apposition or a positive phrase telling who Kim is, right? Be what you want to be, you can do it. Also a comma after be here, because you have changed or shifted between 2 clauses. Be what you want to be, then you can do it. All right, I like this style or this sort of tone, as if you are giving him some advice about determination or about knowing what to do in the future. Okay, I will tell you what I want to be. You say, I will tell. Yeah, you know that the verb tell, which means to give some information, is T-E-double-L, not T-I, okay? Till, T-I-double-L is another word in English, which means until. Like when I say, for example, keep learning till you become a professor or you become a professional, right? So till is another word that means something else. It means what? It means until. But till, which means to give information or to say, is T-E-L-L, not T-I. Okay, Ed, are you following?
Yeah.
Good. I will tell you what I want to be in the near future. All right, then you put a full stop. Good. I would like to be one of two, either a pilot or a businessman. Here, many comments. After two, you said one of two. You should have put here a colon. You know a colon? Two vertical dots. A colon, not semicolon. Semicolon is a comma with a dot over it, but this is not a semicolon, this is a colon. Two vertical dots, because it's a list. You say one, I'd like to be one of two, colon, either a pilot, either needs an I between the E and the T, okay? Either needs an I here, display. Either needs an I between the E and the T, either a pilot or a businessman. Businessman is one word, yeah. It doesn't have to be getting a space between business and man, right? Businessman without space. I want to be a pilot so I can travel around the world. Okay, after the world, you should not have a space, because we said before, guys, everybody remembers when I said that spaces appear after the commas, not before the commas. You remember that? Confirm if you remember.
Yes, I remember, sir. A space should be after the
punctuation.
period to end the sentence.
Thank you.
Yes,
Space
I remember.
Should, thank you, sir. Space, the space appears after the comma, not before it. The same thing with the semicolon. Space appears after the semicolon. The same thing with the full stop, which the Americans call period. The space appears after the period or after the full stop, not before it, and so on. So, Iyad, are you following?
Yeah.
Good. So after world, you should not have a space. The space appears only after the comma. Right. World, comma, and I won't forget you, so we can travel together. Here, after together, you put a full stop. Good. But you should have put a space between the full stop and I. I, the first person personal pronoun, I, should be capitalized. Yet, I, which means me, should be capitalized. When it comes I, in the subjective mode, it should be capitalized, all right? All the time. I cannot be lowercase. Like in the line after it, bravo. In the line after it, at the beginning of it, look, you capitalized it.
Yeah, I capitalized it, but I do think that.
So it was a typo.
It was like correct.
You know why? Because you didn't.
Because I know that.
Maybe
I know
you
that all the time the I is capitalized.
This is the benefit, This is the benefit, my dear Iyad, of what I said before, and I called proofreading. You remember, guys, the 4 stages of writing? Number 1, drafting. As the title that I gave to the work of Saud yesterday. Drafting is number 1 stage of writing. Writing has basic 4 stages. Number 1, drafting. Number 2, revising to discover errors and to check them. Number 3, editing, to put whatever needed or required to make the writing appear as professional. And number 4, proofreading. But if you speak frankly, these 4 can be 6. We can add before drafting something called the brainstorming. If I just organize my ideas and jot them down on paper so that I know from where I start. So before number 1, I can have brainstorming. And after number 4, which is proofreading, I can have publishing. So if we adopt the version of the stages of writing as 6, we'll have number 1, brainstorming, number 2, drafting, number 3, revising, number 4, editing, number 5, proofreading, and number 6, publishing. In case we adopt the version of 5 or of 6 stages of writing. But if you adopt the version of 4 stages of writing, by like omitting number 1 and omitting number 6, which are brainstorming and publishing. At least you have drafting, revising, editing, and the proofreading. Here, you see, guys, that Iyad has capitalized I in line number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in line number 6. And he hasn't capitalized I, the same pronoun, in line number 5. This is lack of which stage? This is lack of which stage of the 4? The 4th.
I believe, sir, I think it was proofreading.
Proofreading. Thank you, guys. Proofreading, because mashallah, he's smart and he knows that it's capitalized. So it is not a problem for him in drafting. It is not a problem in revising or editing. It's a problem of proofreading, because if he has proofread for himself, he wouldn't have needed anybody else to proofread for him, and he would have discovered it. He would have discovered it alone. Thank you, Iyad. Go ahead. So now we say, I want to be a businessman. Again, the same issue of having businessman as 2 words. It's supposed to be 1 word. Though I can gather as much money. You mean collect, right? I mean, I can collect as much money as I can. All right, so collect would be better than gather here. I can collect as much money as I can. Remember, Iyad, that when you use
works, right?
Remember, Iyad, that when you use as, you should bring another as in such cases that you have a clause after the clause of as. See, or after the phrase of as much money as I can. You cannot say as much money I can. You should say as much money as I can. So another as should have been added or inserted between money and I. You understand, Iyad, what I'm saying? Can you summarize this part, Iyad, so that I know that you're following? Summarize this part. What about as here? What is the rule of as that I said? You can say it, or anybody else of the followers, of the students can say it. Read the sentence in the correct form.
The correct form?
Yeah. I can collect. I can collect.
I can collect as much money as I can.
Bravo. As much money as I can. Bravo. By trading the goods, all right. Another issue here of the comma. You shouldn't have a space before the comma, but instead of all of that, after that you should have put a comma. After that, of all of that, I want to be a person who is, right? Be careful. I want to be a person. You should say a person. A person who is not paid. Okay, paid. P-A-I-D, guys. Everybody, are you following? Paid.
Yes, sir.
Paid is an irregular verb. Yeah, paid is an irregular verb. So it cannot come like that with ed. You just change the whole verb from P-A-Y into P-A-I-D, right? So paid, I want to be. Between paid and I want, you should have put a semicolon, Iyad. I want to be.
Paid is supposed to be P-A-I-D.
Yes, exactly.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, we said it. And then a semicolon, then you start another clause. You forgot to put the semicolon, Iyad, here. I want to be the one who pays the people to come and work for me. Bravo. So you'd like to be the master of the business. The one who pays. Here you should have added an S to the verb pay. Who pays? The one who pays. So an S here, because this is third person singular verb. To the people to come and work for him. To hire people, you mean. Good. Good idea, by the way. I have read that from the best business book I have seen from my books. You have read or seen? Better to say I have read, to show the readers that you have experience. Because if you say I have seen, it may be just seeing it from outside without reading it. So more professional.
No, actually I read it.
See, thank you. So you are proving that what I say is correct, because you should say I have read, the book I have read. Because if you say the book I have seen, you could have seen it without reading it. So how did you get the experience from the book, right? I have read. from my books. There you have a comma here that is added after that, which should not be there. The name of the book is also before you say the name of the book, before that you should have put a semicolon because you started another clause. Is, and if you start giving the name of a book, don't put it between brackets. Yeah, put it between quotation marks. You know the quotation marks? Look at me.
Yeah, I know.
The quotation marks. Put it between quotation marks. The name of a work, a literary work. The Rich Dad and the Poor Dad. And you should have capitalized all the words except and the. So you should have capitalized the T, the R, the D of dad, the P of poor, and the D of dad, because this is a title. This is the title of a book, and you should have put all the title between two quotation marks. All right, that book was the door for many great businessmen. Many, if you say many, Iyad, here you have two issues. The first one, two grammatical issues. The first one, that you say many great businessmen, should be men, not man. This is issue number one of grammar, that you should change the A of man into E, businessmen. Second, remember the space that we said before. No space between business and man, or between business and men. One word, yeah, businessman, like this, businessman, one word. Whether it's businessman for a person, one person, or businessmen for many people. Here say, here, I'm done, Kim. So you said her. You wrote her. It should be what? Here.
Here.
It should be what? Here. H-E-R-E. So you should have added an E after the R. Am, you should have written I am. Here I am done, Kim. That are the thing that I want to be in my life. All right. Before that, you should have put a semicolon because you started another clause here, started it. So that are the, okay, my life. But before but, you put a comma for the most thing I want, the thing that I want most. Instead of saying for the most thing I want, you should have said for the thing that I want most is to reach the greatest paradise. Excellent. But you say, if you said instead of the greatest, the highest, and you capitalize the H of highest and the P of paradise, will be great. Yeah, here I completely finished. You don't need to say yeah in this part, but even if you said it, put a space before it and capitalize it because it came after a period, after a full stop. And again, here needs an E after the R. I completely finished. All right, you don't have to say I completely finished because already you said before that you were done. So avoid redundancy if you need something that is not needed. May Allah bless you, yeah. If Muhammad Atib would like to say something, go ahead, Muhammad.
By writing yeah, I'm going to assume you mean yeah as in the word to agree. Do you mean Y-E-A-H?
Yeah, if he means Y-E-A-H, okay. If he means another exclamation that is not of the English language and he's just showing that he's speaking in different language, he's free, but better to, as I said at the beginning, better to abide by the English conventions, especially if it is something that would be written in an exam. Bravo. Thank you very much, Iyad, for your presentation. And thank you, everybody, for following. We can move to another student.